In this video, we will be presenting you with the Goldmann Tonometry technique to measure IOPs. The IOP of a person is determined by measuring the amount of force necessary to flatten a constant corneal surface area. There are three basic components to the Goldmann tonometer: the applanating probe arm mounted into a spring-loaded control box, and the measuring drum. Here are some possible complications and contraindications for performing Goldmann tonometry. When performing Goldmann tonometry, it is important that you wash your hands first. Next, it is also important that you wash the tono tip itself. You can use regular soap and water when you are washing this tip, just followed by saline solution to rinse it off to make sure that all of the soapy residue and water are removed from the tip so that it does not injure the tip. Secondly, we have to mount the tono tip. Place the tip into the spring-loaded box and you align it to the 180-degree axis. Thirdly, you have to make sure that you clean the slit lamp. Clean the slit lamp chin rest and the forehead rest for the patient. We do not want to be contaminated from any other previous patient. Next, we will be using proparacaine and fluorescein strips to perform the tonometry. We will instill the proparacaine in the patient's eye to numb the patient's eye so they do not feel the pain from the tip.
Bill, remember, dab, don't rub.
Then we will use saline solution, place 1 drop on the fluorescein strips, and instill the fluorescein in each of the patient's eyes. The fluorescein allows us to see the mires in the patient's eye and to be able to determine the pressure when we measure it. You want to make sure you have a decent bit of fluorescein in the eyes so that you will be able to see the mires clearly. Next, we will move the slit lamp into position in front of the patient and have the patient place his chin in the chin rest and forehead on the forehead rest. We will then align the patient's lateral canthus with the line on the side of the slit lamp. Next, we need to make sure that the pressure is set to 10 millimeters per mercury and make sure that a PD is aligned for the person performing the test. Second, then we will bring it down like so. When preparing the slit lamp, use lower medium magnification, insert the cobalt blue filter, swing the beam angle to 60 degrees, and using maximum width and illumination. Next, looking outside the slit lamp, grossly center the probe approximately 3/4 of an inch from the corneal apex. Approximately half an inch before corneal contact is made, the reflection of the probe will appear as 2 pale blue semicircles. These are used to center the probe. Following corneal contact, the larger inferior semicircle indicates that the probe is too high. Make small adjustments with the joystick in the direction of the larger semicircle to correctly center the probe. Maintaining centered corneal contact with the joystick, use the opposite hand to quickly turn the measuring drum until the inner borders of the semicircles just touch. Finally, we want to clean the patient's eyes. Using saline, we flush the eye nasally to temporally. This is what happens when you use a lot of fluorescein.
You got me, baby, I got your back. Looking at you, thinking about
I don't know how to get this open.
It's okay, you can always end.
We got the
Alright, so what? Just soak the water on it?
Soak on your feet. Hit off the back of it. So.
Oh. Soak.
They're nice and deep like, boy.
That's some clean.
Hold on. Alright. Action. Damn it, restart. Sorry. Hi, Bill.
Good.
Dude, he's just leaking floor seat.